I traveled to a foreign country to get pregnant by a complete stranger with no strings attached. I consider it the best decision I have ever made. 7 years ago, when I was 24 years old, I decided that I wanted to have a child while I was still relatively young and energetic. I had a college degree, made 90K a year as a marketing analyst, and had been investing in the stock market since high school. So I knew I could afford to take care of my kid. The problem was that I didn't really want to be with a guy. I tried the dating thing, but nothing clicked. And besides, I was always too busy to invest in a relationship. At the same time, I wanted a child, someone I would love forever and who would forever love me. And I didn't want to wait until my biological clock started ticking alarmingly. I considered going to a sperm bank. I could afford it. But I've always hated medical environments and thought it would be creepy to have a child with a faceless man. I thought about getting naturally inseminated by a guy I met online, but I didn't want to deal with child custody issues. Finally, I decided that since I'd already planned a 3 week working vacation to a foreign country, I won't say which one for privacy reasons, I might as well try to kill two birds with one stone. Long story short, after asking around and paying some people, I found this guy who was willing to sleep with me every night for 3 weeks. Since this country has a low cost of living, he was willing to do the deed for a few $100s. I didn't really expect it to work, but 2 weeks after I got back, I missed my period and discovered that I was pregnant. Yay. The rest of my pregnancy went really well. My mom was a little shocked at first, but she moved in with me after she got used to the idea of becoming a grandma before the age of 50. My dad ditched my mom when I was a baby, so F him. I switched to working from home 6 months into my pregnancy and was even promoted a few months after I gave birth. Having a marketable, pun intended, degree is a great investment, kids. My son is now 6 years old and the happiest little boy I know. He has a mother and a grandmother who love him to pieces and can give him a good life. When COVID hit and his school went remote, my mom was able to make sure he kept up with his learning. Support systems are so important, everyone. I'm over 30 and I haven't met any guy that I want to date, much less settle down with. But I have a son who I'll love forever and who will forever love me. I'm even thinking of going back to that country to give him a sibling. Everyone still thinks that I got knocked up by accident, a youthful mistake while on vacation type of deal. Only I know the truth. My son is not some unfortunate mistake. He's a deliberate miracle. So many of my female friends are hitting their 30s and scrambling to find a guy and slash or get pregnant. But I'm coasting along, happy as a clam.
She said she has no time for a relationship. So but she has time to raise a kid.
Yes.
No, her mom is raising her kid.
Well, I was going to get there. She doesn't want a faceless person to give her a child. So that's why she didn't want to go to a sperm bank, which is the whole point of a sperm bank. But she went on the street and paid people to find someone to sleep with who she doesn't actually know. Then she has this baby so her mom can raise it.
Yeah.
This woman is one of the worst women we've ever talked about on this show. The privilege is out here.
Woo!
The ego is out here. She is the worst human being. I feel sorry for that child. And the child is going to love her forever. How does she know that?
Here's the interesting part. You are not able to have interpersonal relationships because that's what you're telling us, right? You were 24 when you did this foolishness, and now you're 30 and you still can't find a man. And of course, because now you're a single mother with a child with no father in sight. So, buy a dog and die alone. Rest in peace, Uncle Kevin Samuels. Number two, you clearly did not take any precautions. If you were in that country for 3 weeks, were STD tests taken? I'm going to guess not. So you were just raw dogging some stranger man, boy, child.